know the truth. My life is real, so please don't get it twisted. My blues the same, ain't gotta be dealt with. These are the things I wish you knew.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know I haven't been consistent, even more so. So this is my second video since my last video that I recorded in June, which was my birthday month, and I released it on my birthday. So if you haven't already checked that video out, please go check it out. It's a haul. It's short and sweet because I know that some of my videos tend to be a little bit more lengthy, but go check it out if you haven't already. Let me know what you think. Leave me comments. As always, like, share, subscribe, and I really appreciate you guys for hanging in there with me. I hope you guys don't feel like I'm flaky or that I don't really love doing this, that I don't really love my channel. It's just when I don't hear back from you guys in terms of content and you know, when I'm not really doing too much with my life that I feel like you guys would really enjoy hearing about, it's hard for me to wanna film and create and post, and I don't really get too much feedback from you in terms of, you know, what you want to see next. It's more so praise, and like I really appreciate that. But I do want to hear from you, like, what do you guys really want to see? I don't want this channel to just be about me, and I don't want this channel to just be filled with fluffy, frivolous material and content that I don't really care about, things that are just kind of throwaways. I really want to create things and talk about things that, you know, you guys can relate to as well. And so I ask that you really just leave me comments about what you guys want to see next, because as far as ideas go, my desert is really dry. And so I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you think, your thoughts, and what you want to see next so that I can start posting again more frequently. This is my passion project. This is my baby. And it kind of makes me a little bit disappointed in myself that I haven't been as consistent as I wanted to be. But it's honestly just for lack of content. And I don't want this channel to look or feel like anyone else's channel with, you know, just the standard beauty product reviews and how to apply makeup and how to do eyebrows and all of that stuff. I think that there's enough of that, and I think that there's a void for other more important conversations to be had, and that's why I really wanted my channel to focus on that. So with that all being said, let's jump right in. I do kind of feel like I want to gauge it towards why I've been so private and why I am so private, and kind of what I've been up to in the last couple of months. So I live in Chicago, and I've been here since January 2016. Again, I'm a very private person, so I'm probably not going to get into much more detail than that. If you know me, then you know why I'm here. If you don't, then you don't. And I think that it's kind of interesting that I have a YouTube channel and yet my life is very private. I like to keep certain things very much to myself. But I do live in Chicago. This is my first time here in the summer, and I hated it when I first moved here. I didn't like the culture. I didn't like the vibe. The people were, you know, kind of not always consistently nice, but you know, I've grown into really loving my church family. I love that I get to go to church every Sunday and Wednesday and really just connect and fellowship with people that I care about, that care about me. And so this is my first time being here in the summer. And so what I've been doing is really just exploring the city, getting to know different people, meeting new people, getting out and trying new things, trying new foods, having new experiences in a city that's not my own. And it's actually been really fun. I've really enjoyed it. Chicago has a lot to offer in the summer, as most cities who experience summer and winter do. It's a lot more easy to commute, get around, and people are a lot more friendly and warm in the summer. And so it's been nice. Like, I've really enjoyed it. And I'll be sad when I leave here. I'm not leaving for a little while. I do have a whole other summer here. So I'll be here, you know, to enjoy it again next summer. And I'm kind of excited for that. I'm looking forward to it. So let me get into the reason why I'm so private about my life. I've had a lot of experiences, and I haven't always been this jaded and private, but I do really feel like A lot of my experiences growing up, I was always very open and bubbly and things of that nature. Not that I'm not that way now, but I'm a lot less open. And that's just because I've experienced people who do one of two things. They just want to know. They want to know information about my life just to stay in the know. Or they want to know information about my life so that they can either tear it down or not be supportive in a very condescending way. And because of that, I've made the decision to keep things that are going on with me very private. And that's just, the way that I go about things, and that's not any offense to anyone. And it's not selective in the sense of like right off the bat, like, I select who I'm going to say things to and who I don't. It's literally based off experience, and you can kind of get a vibe of what someone's intentions are when they're asking you about your life, about things that are going on with you. You can certainly kind of feel like, what is this person's intentions? Are they really genuine in wanting to approach me and ask me what's happening with me? Or are they just asking to be in the know, just to be or just to be, mix up? I don't like when people are like that just want to know, because that's not benefiting you and it's not benefiting me. And so I let go a lot of people who I felt were like that in my life. And quite honestly, I feel a lot more free and like, I don't feel so bogged down by that. And I don't feel any way about not telling people about what's going on with me, because at the end of the day, it's my business. Whatever journey that I'm on, it's between me and God. And He provides me with people around me to support me, but He also puts people in place that will be obstacles, or allows them to be there to be obstacles so that I can look to Him, to, ask Him, how do I figure this out? How do I get around this? How do I still know that the promises that you have for me are not going to be contingent or changed based on someone else's negative thought process or their lack of support. And so that's been a challenge for me, because I haven't always been the person who is self-assured. And so it's something that I've had to work on. And I think that as I've gotten older and my circle has gotten smaller and smaller, I think that it's been a lot easier for me to kind of weed through people who are there to support me and people who are just simply not. And, like the old adage goes, like, people come in and out of your life for a season, and some people will stay and some people will not. And you have to learn how to let go of the people who are not there to really uplift you and support you. And B, you have to realize that your life is your own, your journey is your own, and it's not based on or how much you succeed is not based on what other people around you are telling you. But I will also say that sometimes it's good to be private about what's going on with you, especially in a day and age where we live on social media. Everything is out there. Relationships, what you're eating for dinner, and don't think that I'm separating myself from that at all. I definitely am not, but I do realize that there's room to have some things just for me, and I enjoy that. And I think that God desires for me to sometimes keep things that He has for me to myself and Him until He's able to bring them to fruition. And sometimes that means not sharing hopes and goals and dreams with every and anybody, but I think that that's okay. I think that it's okay to let people see the fruit of your labor, and not necessarily be there for you on the journey. And I do remember actually listening to a sermon by Joyce Myers where she spoke openly about that, that even when you think of the imagery of a woman becoming pregnant, and how special and sacred that is, and no one really gets to see the baby. I mean, yeah, you have 3D imaging and all that jazz, but the promise that is growing inside of that woman, no one will be able to see until the woman gives birth. And that's kind of how, God's promises for our lives work. Their inner workings, and God has placed them strategically in conversations that we have, places that we go, people that we meet, things that we do, in order to build us up for that moment where we can give birth to whatever it is that He's working on in our lives. And I think it's good to kind of keep some things to ourselves and close to our hearts. And Anyways, it was really great talking to you guys and being able to be semi-open with you about some of the things that are going on with me and share why I'm not always so completely transparent about everything. I am to those who are closest to me, but you know, for the purposes of YouTube, I feel like you guys will know what you need to know. And aside from that, I mean, hey, you have your own lives to be concerned about. From that, you have your own lives to be concerned about. No shade at all. But yeah, I hope to hear from you guys. I hope that you guys will message me and leave comments as to whether or not you kind of have the same thought process when it comes to things that you're working on, places that you're at in life, what you're going through, or whether or not you like to, you know, show off like where you're at, whether that be through social media or just telling close friends or telling every friend or sharing that with family or not sharing that with family. You know, there are people who exist on a spectrum of really wanting to be open about what's going on in their life and people who are more private like I am. So I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. That's all for now. Thanks guys. Bye.
My life is real, so please don't get it twisted. I'm just saying, ain't gotta be